For years, people have been enjoying Sailor Moon, a popular magical girl manga by Naoko Takeuchi. After it was adapted into an anime in the 90s by Toei Animation, it left an impact on the world, either by introducing many to the magical girl genre or anime as a whole. Still, it is widely appreciated for its story and characters, but somewhat recently, it has found appreciation for its retro anime aesthetic. You can easily find animated GIFs of the characters or cityscapes from the show online, often these images being tied to city pop and future funk music. Two genres of music that gained footing in the mid-2010s, and two genres of music that I happen to enjoy. A small part of the popularity for the anime is in thanks to a warm pink hue overlaid on it, making for a dreamy atmosphere that matches the vibes of the show. The rosy color that Sailor Moon totes amplifies its aesthetic appeal. It gives off a nostalgic and magical feeling, even coming off as comforting to a degree. Its tint is certainly popular with many fans. But what if this color was never supposed to be there in the first place? What if our beloved Meatball Head came down with a fever and instead of turning red, she turned pink, then never recovered? Well, some people's worlds are being rocked by that very prospect. User Kanehisa, I hope I'm saying that correctly, on X, known as Twitter by the cool kids, posed a question that would end up growing into a bit of a controversy. They wanted to know why no one is bothered by the pink tones that the show bears. Ha! Bothered by the pink tones? That's just part of the artistic direction Toei Animation went with, right? Well, not exactly. The reason they asked in the first place was because that lovely pink is not actually supposed to be there. It is a result of film degradation that has happened over a course of years. They just wanted to know why it's so accepted compared to other anime that also suffer from film degradation. Until this question was asked, no one suspected that there was something off in their anime, but this conversation continued, and everything was becoming more apparent. User Napasan, a professional translator, responded by comparing its acceptance to the nostalgia one might experience when looking at a sepia-toned photo. They also posted a short clip demonstrating the now pink-hued show alongside its original colors. This provided a better frame of reference for what time did to Sailor Moon. Furthermore, they quoted Tsukino Hikari 630 and their comparisons of the Laserdisc, DVD, and Blu-ray versions. As you can see, the Laserdisc has the intended colors. User Dubu David, aka David Miranda, a film restorer, offered his opinion and insight. He explained the reasoning for the blush the show now wears is due to Toei specifically using Eastern Kodak film, one that has a reputation for aging into a red, pink, and sometimes even green tint. When the show was digitized onto DVD in the 2000s, Toei neglected to color correct it, and from there on, the pink became a permanent addition to the show. Another example that is much more infamous would be Dragon Ball, another property that Toei neglected to preserve. It now has a green tint to it, and a lot of fans are hoping that one day, the original colors will be restored. As for Usagi, the main character of Sailor Moon, and her friends, people are more than happy to have them live in everlasting twilight. Many came to the defense of this aging, saying it looks better, is more fitting, and is a happy accident. I like what user Mr. Sam65 has to say. I prefer the pink tinting. It gives the show an 80s city pop vibe to everything. I am very fond of the city pop look. The theming I have for the Rerun Lounge is heavily inspired by city pop. Not just the music, but the aesthetic that is associated with it. Let's just say I was browsing a lot of Sailor Moon images, specifically the pink-hued ones, when I needed inspiration. If you look in the background, that cityscape with lights, although not animated yet, is a direct inspiration from Sailor Moon. I know that it is not an exclusive to that show, but that was my first exposure to that look when I watched the show in the 90s. Sailor Moon, even though I haven't watched it since the 90s, is still a show that I respect and have great nostalgia for. And seeing it in its current state is conflicting. It is upsetting to see that Toei Animation treat its anime with so little care. The damage to the films is already done. David Miranda seems doubtful that a color-corrected version will be coming anytime soon, if at all. Though, on the other hand, a lot of fans, maybe a majority of fans at this point in time, know Sailor Moon with its pink tint and it is beloved. I can't give an accurate count, of course, but a fair amount of people prefer the Scarlet Scouts despite knowing it wasn't the intention, and they are in no way wrong for liking it. Despite what the intentions are, sometimes art changes over years. For example, Greek statues. They are beautiful and majestic in their marble marvel. There is something distinguished about the monotone stone they rock. Well, apparently, it was found that in their original state, they were painted. Over time, that paint faded away, leaving us with what we know today. It wasn't the intent, but because time did its thing, it doesn't mean we can't appreciate their new look in a new way. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying to purposefully destroy art to make a new way to appreciate it. That is legit a horrible thing to do. So don't. What I am trying to say is that if things beyond your control, such as time, or in this case, a company forgetting the importance of preservation, have made it so the art is in a new state, it is worth finding enjoyment and beauty in it. Also, I believe part of finding the beauty in various forms of art include appreciating that at one point it may have appeared differently. Keep in mind that Sailor Moon only 30 years ago had a much different look, so appreciate and acknowledge what the creator originally intended. Lastly, I would like to mention that a couple users brought attention to this quote by Bryan. Whatever you now find weird, ugly, uncomfortable, and nasty about a new medium will surely become its signature. CD distortion, the jitteriness of digital video, the crap sound of 8-bit, all of these will be cherished and emulated as soon as they can be avoided. It's the sound of failure. So much modern art is the sound of things going out of control, of a medium pushing to its limits and breaking apart. The distorted guitar sound is the sound of something too loud for the medium supposed to carry it. The blues singer with the cracked voice is the sound of an emotional cry too powerful for the throat that releases it. The excitement of grainy film, of bleached out black and white, is the excitement of witnessing events too momentous for the medium assigned to record them. Bryan. A year with swollen appendices. With that said, I'm curious to know what your thoughts on Sailor Moon are. What do you think of the rosy pink hue? Do you want to see it as it originally was? Do you think it's okay that people like it how it is now? Post in the comments below if you have thoughts. Thank you for watching this far in the video. If you liked anything, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting, and I hope that you return to the Rerun Lounge.